Hello there, my name is Lanius and today a video about my problems with uh, stopping to use Google Keep app, which maybe you don't know is a note-taking app by Google. And well, it's quite convenient. It's in cloud, so you can use it on the phone, on the computer, and your notes are preserved. And they have some basic features, like making a checklist, which I used quite often. Also, when making some notes for videos. Most importantly for the podcast or some other videos, and just some personal things, that's just convenient, yeah. But as it is with Google, and which I have already talked about on a podcast, but anyway, Google is scanning your stuff. So it is actually true for any note-taking app, and I will just focus on note-taking apps because it's a wide topic about the data and how is it accessible by people running the service. So Google for sure is scanning your notes. Evernote is for sure scanning your notes. There was even some kind of big issue with this, with their privacy policy, where they just admitted that your notes will be scanned by their machine learning program, but also their employees will sometimes have to confirm something. So actually your stuff will be visible to some people, and it would be just in their common workflow, kind of, that some people would sometimes see some of notes of the users. So that doesn't seem very appealing. And actually the same goes for kind of every note-taking app that keeps the data in cloud and it's not encrypted. So if it's not encrypted, so the data, the text you have in your notes, it is somewhere in the cloud, on some disk, on some server, just in the plain text. So someone who is an administrator of the server, or some developer, or just some employee, can theoretically just take a look at your data, which is unencrypted. For most cases there is no reason for someone to do this, but as in case of Evernote, they were doing it. So anyway, it's kind of concern also if there's a data breach, so it's just plain text, anyone can read it. The other thing is when the data is actually encrypted, and the best practice, and I guess kind of only really working one, is when it is encrypted with your password. So if you lose your password, you lose your notes, your data, your whatever. But your data on the server is encrypted, so it's only readable to someone who knows the actual password. So ideally only you. So I decided to stop using Google Keep. I haven't even thought about using Evernote, even though I didn't know at the time about all this privacy policy stuff with employees reading some of the notes to confirm some shit and stuff. but it's just, kind of expected thing that they are not encrypting your stuff. And most probably the same goes for OneNote from Microsoft. As for Apple, probably the same. And the Office apps by Apple aren't really that good, I guess. I mean, I used Pages for just writing a novel, which I haven't finished, by the way, but it's really it just has kind of nothing in comparison to Google Docs, or not to mention Microsoft Office, of course. But anyway, it also wasn't really appealing option, so I was looking for something open source and something that actually encrypts the data, so the data is safe. So my first pick was Standard Notes, which also is stored in a cloud. It is encrypted with your password, so the data is not visible to anyone. Even if someone will directly look at your data on some server, in some database, it's just gibberish without unencrypting it with a password that only you know. Because the password in this scenario isn't stored anywhere, it's just used at the moment when you log in and your data is unencrypted. But my problem is that I really like freaking checklists. I used the notes mainly for the checklists, and Standard Notes doesn't have the checklists. I mean, it has, but only in the paid version. So I guess I don't really need it that much to pay $10 a month to have some freaking checklists. So I mean, it's a great app, and I guess for some company use it's great, even to pay. There's some better deals, whatever, but I decided to look somewhere else. So I found an app called Turtle, and at first everything seemed fine. I mean, it works the same way. It's encrypted with the password, it's in the cloud, and it kind of supports the checklists, but only kind of. So as you can see, there is a checklist, but nothing happens. Why? Because the checklists are made this way, so I have to actually edit the file this way, save it, and here it is. So it isn't really that much different from just making a normal list and whatever. It's just the formatting that you can have here, and it doesn't really have the functionality of the checklist. So I failed again in finding a note-taking app. So I also mentioned that maybe I will try and make my own application for personal use. Maybe I will release it or something, I don't know. I guess maybe there are some small apps that are just working locally, but I would really like to have it with me. So for now, at least as soon as I don't have my own application, or I haven't found any application that suits me, this is my solution for checklists and taking notes, and I really recommend it. It has all the functionalities you want. You can fucking draw anything with a pen on a paper and it works. So, and if you have such a great handwriting as me, it's already encrypted. So, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.